has been bringing home money, feeding and everything to my family has actually been education. So it is my joy to be reckoned with academics and also to be a symbol to others to also appreciate that we must always give it the wherewithal and every 100%, because there's always dignity in labor. Thank you so much. And thanks to TAMS too for the recognition. Thank you so much.
I think I'm Chief Metro Nolawale Fumilayo. I work with General Hospital Lagos under the Health Service Commission. I'm a ward manager. I manage one of the biggest wards in the hospital, C1 ward, which is our...
On the island or?
On the island. Wow. So I'm managing a big ward, a male surgical ward. And I think one unique thing that has contributed to this award is that in my ward, my nurses, we are all together. I carry them along. In fact, we are equal. There's no, even though I'm a chief matron, but even the smallest nurse, I take them as my sisters. So we have a general cooperation to manage our patients. Then another thing is that we used to have difficult and complicated operated cases that, in other words, it may break down as a result of mismanagement. As a result, we are dealing with infection. But in my ward, with cooperation with all other nurses, we get at least 80% success in all our surgeries. And also, at times when other wards are filled up, I have spillover to my own ward. I do manage ortho cases too, orthopedic cases. I have pediatric surgery in my ward. Then at times I have urology cases in my ward. That these are not my actual, but because it's a general surgery, and they do admit inside the ward because of the success rates of our operated cases.
Am I surprised? I am not super surprised because Fumi and I went to secondary school together. She has been the same way since we were kids.
Wow.
I was on serious ones. She was always very serious, very neat, very deliberate about everything. So anything she has said, I can testify to that.
Product manager, SB Telecoms.
TAMS. Yeah, I'm Absalam Mashud, product manager for the technology arm of the company.
Of TAMS?
Yes.
Wonderful. Welcome.
My name is Emmanuel Ojo, working with level 16, Red Dot Spain, as operation manager. I think what
I didn't get it.
Emmanuel Ojo. What brought me here, what I think is because of the honest and the way I handle the issue as regard the customer satisfaction. Because before I was employed, the person that occupied the position, there is a lot of complaint, this or that. So when I came in, okay, let me see what I need to put in order. In fact, they will say the first to resume work is me. So most time I will say be the last in the office, just to make sure that I sort out some issues. So even my HR then will say, oh, I don't know how you are doing it. Can you just tell us? Customer will not even wait for any bread, no complaint, nothing whatsoever. If he asks me, I say, I don't know. It's just God. So I thank the management of TAMS for giving us this opportunity, for the recognition and for everything that they have done. I really enjoy myself. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. think one thing that stands out here is still about people, right? How you manage people, how you talk to people, how you relate with people. Yusuf says it comes early and it gives late. I mean, that's fantastic. And a lot of organizations always feel, oh, you have to come early, you have to leave late, you know. But a lot of that will change with time. And it's a good thing. It shows diligence. And that's what I'm saying. It shows diligence. And that's what I admire. I'm going to point out everything I've heard in all that you have said, and then we'll discuss how it affects, impacts every of our organization. You know, it shows diligence when you come early, when you leave late. And because traditionally in Nigeria, people love to work late. I think mostly because of the traffic. People work late and then they come early. But what we try to disabuse the minds of people is, while people come early and leave late, they shouldn't just work for the whole day. I mean, the brain needs to be relaxed, you know, and I guess that's why we have a place like this. So we have the Wi-Fi here. I see a lot of managers here, and there are things that you can take back to your workplaces. I mean, just a simple place where people can just relax. You don't have to create a place, because there are offices who may not necessarily have these places, but you can create psychological spaces, so to speak, in your organization in such a way that it doesn't have to be too serious from morning till night. You know, the future of work will change a lot of things. I guess we're not talking about that now, but we're talking about our people. And then Deji loves to participate. Who does not want to collaborate in an organization? We just become silos. We become silos. The idea of being successful in organizations is teamwork. I can bet that if he was alone doing his own thing, he would not be recognized. It's recognized because a team of people have come together to collaborate for the success of the organization and the individual. So when we say organization is successful, forget it. The individuals are successful. Because it is through the individual's efforts that an organization can be successful. And I need us to realize that. Whether your company pushes you as an asset or just makes you work, you should know that you, as an individual, you are an asset. You are an asset and you are worthy of that organization, first of all. Because without you, the organization will not be successful. Not the targets that you bring, but because you have decided to work. And so now the organization is successful. So I just need every employee to put that at the back of their minds. And then Timothy walks outside the box. And I love his story. A lot of us work in organizations and then we keep saying, oh, let me just keep quiet and not talk. Let me keep quiet and not talk, because if I talk now, they may not take it. But the truth of the matter is, speak when you have to speak. And that was exactly what he did. He walked outside the box. And today, they are automated. Their packaging is automated. So if we have the likes of Timothy in every organization, and then you can imagine the quantum of quality and output you can have in terms of productivity. So I think one of the major things I'll bring out is working outside the box, not being timid at all. And nothing is stupid. No idea is stupid. All you need to do is to say it out. And even if you say that, because there are some of us who say, oh, if you say it now, they might not take it. Yes, there are reasons why organizations may not take your ideas. Not because the ideas are stupid, but because either the ideas will cost money and it is not budgeted for, or the ideas will need one or two things that is major to be able to tweak it to be what they really want. And so in that case, they just KIV it, keep it in view until that time comes for them to take such steps. So please, no idea is stupid. We have to think outside the box. Biodri is in transportation, and he says he works with crazy people. I'm going to agree, because at the time we had over 600 drivers. But truthfully, they are not crazy. But Nigeria is crazy. And Nigeria can drive you crazy. Because we realized, and I hope we'll take that one, that a lot of our drivers are individuals and they are human beings, and people deal with different things at every point of their lives. And so a lot of the times they come to the office and we just see officers in the office. We do not see them beyond the point that they are fathers, they are brothers, they are people's sons, and so they have issues that they deal with. And the coping mechanisms are different. Some of us have high threshold. We can deal with so many things. Whereas a lot of people will have just 5,000 naira issue and they fall apart. So they are not crazy in quotes. Their problems make them crazy because there's no coping mechanism. And there are not people there who will mentor them and talk to them about the issues they have. I think one of the things we used to do, or we still do with our drivers or artisans, is to get to know them, get to know the issues that they have and how they can cope with that. Just a simple communication can solve so many problems. Just a simple listening to their problem already has given them a comfort that they can trust you. Even if you're not giving them a kobo, but they know that you solve part of the problem because they can speak out and they can talk to you. So you've done a wonderful job with them. You have. So you have to continually look for ways to, to bring them together so that they see you as someone they can talk to, as someone they can speak with, as someone they can share even their ideas with. And I guess that's why you are here. So kudos on that. Kudos on that. And that,
Yes.
I love you. I do. My mom was a teacher for 35 years.
Wow.
And so I know that when people are genuinely teachers, then it speaks of passion. And so we have accidental teachers, so to speak. But yours is not accidental. It's not accidental at all. You are truly passionate and you're a teacher by excellence.
Thank you.
And I just wish that all schools in this country will have someone like you. And with the way your mind works, I think that with any child in your class, even though if they don't have any brain, that brain will wake up. It will.
Thank you.
So kudos to you on that. And I think what it just tells me is passion. You just have to run with your passion. No matter how little or how big you think your passion is, you just have to run with it and you'll find fulfillment. A lot of us don't find fulfillment in our jobs because it's either we're in the wrong profession or we're just doing the job for the income and all of that. But we have to begin to think about what we love. And even while you are doing a job you think you don't like, you have to think about how you can make the job to be more interesting to you. How can this job bring fulfillment? You will find out that we call it design thinking in some quarters. By the time you start, and you can relate to that, by the time you start having one tiny idea, before you know it, it becomes even a big idea. I imagine that when TAMS started a few years ago, you were not thinking it should just be as huge as this, but you just wanted to start anyway because you saw a need for it to start and there was a passion to drive it. So fantastic work as that. And also for changing the status quo. That's exactly what you did, So, back to Fumi. I've said a lot about Fumi. I mean, if she's here, then it means that she's as excellent as I thought she was back in those days. And she's talking now, who really used to even talk much. But she was a no-nonsense person. So fantastic work. And I think that we do need people like that in Nigeria, in our hospitals. A couple of months ago, I think about 2 or 3 months ago, we went to a few hospitals in Kenya. And you can imagine the condition under which our nurses work in Nigeria. Honestly, and since that time, I had another level of respect for our nurses. Because there was no power in the general hospital the day we went there. No power, and there were sick children in the ward. And so you can imagine if Fumi had to bring